5 more maritime mysteries. 1. SS Southern Cross, the vanishing of the Antarctic veteran. The SS Southern Cross was a steamship originally built as a whaling vessel in Norway in 1886. She was later converted into an expedition ship and became famous for her role in the 1898–1900 Antarctic expedition led by Carsten Borchgrevink. In that mission, she became the first vessel to winter on the Antarctic continent, marking her place in history. After her Antarctic fame, Southern Cross was used in trade routes between New Zealand and Australia, often carrying cargo and passengers. By 1914, she was owned by the Southern Cross Exploration Company and employed in seal hunting in the North Atlantic. Facts and theories. In March 1914, Southern Cross left Newfoundland with a crew of 173 men after completing a successful seal hunting expedition. However, a sudden and violent storm hit the North Atlantic soon after the ship's departure. The Southern Cross was never seen again, despite extensive searches by the Newfoundland government and other vessels. All 173 souls aboard were lost, and no wreckage or bodies were ever found, making the ship's disappearance one of the greatest maritime mysteries of the North Atlantic. Some reports indicate that another sealing ship, the Florizel, passed through the same storm and survived, leading to speculation that perhaps Southern Cross was not properly prepared for the conditions. Theories about the ship's fate include the possibility of her capsizing due to an uneven load or poor stability. Others believe she may have been overwhelmed by the sheer force of the storm, sinking so quickly that no one could send out a distress signal. Despite the dangers of the sealing trade and the frequent risks sailors faced, the complete disappearance of such a large vessel without a trace continues to puzzle maritime historians. The Southern Cross tragedy led to increased scrutiny of the safety practices in the seal hunting industry, but the mystery of what exactly caused her to vanish remains unsolved. 2. U-Boat 65, the ghost of the German Navy. The UB-65 was a German-type UB-3 U-boat commissioned during World War I. She was built in 1916 and became infamous not for her wartime successes, but for the strange and terrifying rumors that surrounded her during her short career. According to the stories, the UB-65 was haunted. From the moment construction began, the U-boat seemed cursed. Several workers died during her build, including one incident where a steel girder collapsed, killing a worker. Then, during a trial dive, a malfunction caused a deadly explosion in the engine room, killing 3 crew members and a technician. One of the dead, a lieutenant, was said to have been seen aboard the vessel multiple times after his death. Facts and theories. As the legend goes, the sightings of the dead lieutenant were reported by numerous crew members, many of whom claimed to have seen him standing on the deck or within the submarine itself. The sightings unnerved the crew, leading to a superstitious fear of the U-boat. The captain himself was said to have been deeply shaken after witnessing the apparition, and several sailors refused to serve aboard the submarine. The hauntings became so prevalent that a Catholic priest was allegedly brought in to perform an exorcism. Despite these efforts, the bad luck continued. UB-65 was involved in another serious accident where a torpedo misfired, nearly sinking the submarine. The story of UB-65 ended in 1918, when she was spotted by an American submarine near the coast of Ireland. Before the American vessel could engage, UB-65 suddenly exploded and sank, taking her entire crew to the bottom. The explosion's cause was never determined. Some theorize it was due to structural failure or an accident with the torpedoes, while others cling to the idea that the submarine's curse finally caught up with it. Many dismiss the ghost stories as wartime superstition, but the combination of unexplained accidents and the fear it instilled in her crew has cemented UB-65's place as one of the most haunted ships in history. 3. MV Lyubov Orlova, the ghost ship of the North Atlantic. The MV Lyubov Orlova was a Soviet-built cruise ship, named after a famous Soviet actress. Launched in 1976, she was designed to operate as an ice-strengthened expedition cruise liner, carrying tourists to the polar regions. For years, she ferried passengers to Antarctica and other remote destinations. By the late 2000s, however, the Lyubov Orlova had fallen into disrepair, and in 2010, she was seized in Newfoundland due to unpaid debts. Left abandoned and deteriorating in port, the ship was eventually sold for scrap in 2012. Facts and theories. In January 2013, the Lyubov Orlova was being towed from Canada to the Dominican Republic, where she was to be dismantled. However, during rough seas, the towing cable snapped, and the derelict ship was left adrift in the North Atlantic. Despite efforts to reattach the ship, the Lyubov Orlova drifted into international waters, where it was no longer anyone's responsibility. For months, the ship floated freely across the Atlantic, unseen and unchecked. At various times, the ship was spotted drifting towards the United Kingdom and Ireland, sparking fears about an abandoned ghost ship crashing into the coast. In February 2013, a signal from a lifeboat was detected off the Irish coast, but the ship itself remained elusive. There were rumors that the ship was carrying large populations of rats, which had turned to cannibalism in their isolation. This grisly detail added to the ship's ghostly reputation. In 2014, reports surfaced that the ship had finally sunk somewhere in the North Atlantic. However, because no wreckage has been found, some speculate that the Lyubov Orlova continues to drift, a derelict ghost ship wandering the ocean. 4. Teignmouth Electron, the tragic tale of Donald Crowhurst. The Teignmouth Electron was a trimaran yacht used by amateur sailor Donald Crowhurst during the 1968 Sunday Times Golden Globe race, the first ever solo, non-stop, round-the-world sailing competition. Crowhurst, an electronics inventor with little sailing experience, entered the race hoping to win the £5,000 prize and save his struggling business. His yacht, the Teignmouth Electron, was outfitted with new technology designed to aid in navigation and self-righting systems, though these systems were largely untested. Facts and theories. From the outset, Crowhurst's voyage was plagued with difficulties. The Teignmouth Electron was not seaworthy for such a challenging voyage, and it soon became clear that Crowhurst was falling far behind the other competitors. Fearing financial ruin and humiliation, Crowhurst began to falsify his logs, reporting false positions and fabricating progress. As Crowhurst drifted through the South Atlantic, his mental state deteriorated. His diary entries became increasingly erratic, reflecting a man grappling with existential despair and isolation. In one of the most chilling parts of the story, Crowhurst's final logbooks suggest he believed he had discovered the truth of existence, that time and reality were illusions, and that his only option was to merge with the cosmos. The Teignmouth Electron was found adrift and empty on July 10, 1969, in the Atlantic Ocean. Crowhurst's body was never recovered, and it is believed that he either jumped or fell overboard, leaving behind his harrowing logbooks as a testament to his psychological unraveling. The story of Donald Crowhurst remains a tragic reminder of the pressures of competition, isolation, and the cost of deception. 5. The Patanela, the yacht that vanished without a trace. The Patanela was a steel-hulled, 19-meter luxury yacht built for long-distance cruising. In 1988, the yacht embarked on a journey along the Australian coast from Fremantle to Airlie Beach. On board were 4 people, husband and wife skipper Michael Calvin, his brother-in-law Ken Jones, and 2 experienced sailors, Mark Peterson and his wife, Kerry. The Patanela was well equipped and had a history of successful long-distance voyages, including a trip from New Zealand to North America. Her disappearance off the coast of New South Wales in November 1988 remains one of Australia's most puzzling maritime mysteries. Facts and theories. The last communication from the Patanela came on November 8, 1988, when crew member Ken Jones radioed Sydney, reporting that the yacht was 10 miles off the coast and all was well. Shortly afterward, the yacht disappeared without a trace. No distress signals were received, and no wreckage was found. Several theories have emerged to explain the Patanela's fate. Some believe she was struck by a larger vessel and sank quickly, while others speculate that foul play could have been involved, perhaps a hijacking or piracy. A barnacle-encrusted lifebuoy from the Patanela was found months later on a beach 500 miles away, but this only deepened the mystery, as it suggested the yacht may have drifted far from her last known position. In 2008, the discovery of the yacht's logbook on a remote beach reignited interest in the case, though it provided no new clues. The Patanela remains one of the most perplexing maritime mysteries in Australian history. The discovery of the yacht's logbook on a remote beach in 2008 suggested that the vessel may have remained afloat for some time after its last communication. Yet no conclusive evidence has been found to explain the disappearance of the vessel or her crew. Theories abound. Some speculate that the yacht was stolen, with the crew forced off the boat by criminals or pirates, though no concrete evidence supports this theory. Others believe that the Patanela may have capsized suddenly in rough seas, but the fact that no distress signal was sent remains a mystery. The crew were experienced sailors, and the yacht was known for its durability, making a sudden catastrophic failure seem unlikely without leaving a trace. One of the more unusual theories suggests that the Patanela could have been involved in illegal activities, such as smuggling, though again, no evidence has surfaced to support this. Despite search efforts and the occasional discovery of items associated with the yacht, no wreckage has ever been conclusively identified, and the fate of her crew remains a mystery. Conclusion. The stories of the SS Southern Cross, U-Boat 65, Lyubov Orlova, Teignmouth Electron, and Patanela are just a few examples of the enduring mysteries that haunt the world's oceans. Each ship's disappearance or strange events have left behind a trail of questions, theories, and speculations that continue to fascinate and mystify us. These vessels, each unique in their own right, serve as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of the sea and the thin line between safety and disaster. Whether due to natural elements, human error, or perhaps something more inexplicable, their stories continue to captivate maritime enthusiasts and historians alike. As we seek to understand what happened to these lost ships and their crews, the allure of maritime mysteries will always draw us back, reminding us that even in the modern age, the sea holds on to its secrets. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the unsolved mysteries of the sea. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more explorations into the unknown. Until next time, stay curious, and keep seeking the answers to the mysteries of our world.